Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's coming up on noon here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right. I did not want to address Trump's ridiculous claims, but it's really sometimes it just gets to a point like this weekend. It just gets to be too much. It goes from it turns from a joke to pathetic to just for the love of God, just stop it. I don't even know where to start with this. 60 Minutes, Christopher Krebs on there last night. This is Trump's cybersecurity expert. Okay, Christopher Krebs worked for Microsoft. He worked for the Bush administration. A total expert on cybersecurity. And Trump thought so too, one of the best and brightest people. Until Christopher Krebs came out and said this was the most secure election ever in U.S. history. And on 60 Minutes, he forensically took apart all of Trump's allegations. He talked about how there is actually a paper trail on 95% of these electronic voting machines, systems, where you can go back and actually tabulate the physical paper trail on the electric voting systems. So you can't use these claims of these allegations of algorithms and foreign governments and Republicans and Democrats coming together, and it just gets to a point where you just got to say enough. Another thing that's just driving me crazy. Look. We all knew that politicians are a weaselly, spineless bunch, right? You know, it's human nature to, you want your house in the Hamptons and your yacht, your kids to go to Harvard, and, you want to keep your job and all that. Like these Republican senators. But I did not realize what a incredibly spineless bunch. Trump could make them actually say that the sun is the moon. You know, he could pull one of these senators aside and tell this senator to swear on TV that the sun is now actually the moon. Black is actually white. There is no more number 3 in our system of numbers. There's no more Y in the alphabet. I truly believe that Donald Trump could make these senators say anything. Oh my God, it's just stop. All right, so Trump's latest thing is massive dumps. Okay, I don't even have to explain this. It looks like he really believes this. What he calls massive dumps, and we all know this. I mean, this is something kids could understand. Places like Georgia, they count the election day votes first. Trump is all excited because he's got big numbers. And, at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock on election eve, right? Then they start tabulating the mail-in ballots. We knew this was going to happen. We talked about this. They count one and then they count the other. Some states do the mail-in ballots first. Sometimes, it worked the same way. You don't see Biden going around saying that, there was dumps, there was Trump dumps. So that's what Trump is now calling these easily explainable numbers that we knew we were going to see. We knew we were going to see this, we knew that we were going to see more than likely because of Trump continually telling his base over and over and over again about putting our election system down, putting down especially mail-in ballots. So we knew that his people would not vote by mail-in ballot. So we knew that when the mail-in ballots were counted, it would swing to Biden. We all knew this. But Trump and Trump Jr. and Eric seem to call this massive dumps. And this is what, because when you have a theory, when you have a cult and everything, you need key words to give to your cultists, your followers, so they could throw these words out when they're talking to normal people. I could picture all around the country at Dunkin' Donuts and coffee shops where Trump supporters are going, massive dumps, but the massive dumps, just like 4 years ago. Hillary's emails. Now it's massive dumps. Deep state. Got to have keywords. Anti that one too. Ah, man, I'm just, it just gets to a point, easily explainable. And again, it reminds me of, I'll say it again, it reminds me of other theories, like the flat earthers. I remember seeing flat earthers, right? And they're arguing that NASA is in on this conspiracy. It's a conspiracy with NASA that they never went to the moon because there's a dome over the earth and the earth is flat. People really believe this. 3% of America actually believes this. So some scientists and normal people like me would say to them, well, geez, it can't be just NASA because Russia, China, Israel are all have space systems. So now what? And then these flat earthers have to redo their theories to include, the theory expands. Their theory has to expand. The more bizarre it gets, the more they have to expand and make up other reasons for it. We're seeing that now. Because now Trump is saying that his own Department of Justice is in on this. His FBI is in on this. Department of Homeland Security, certain Republicans, they're all in on this with Dominion and some shadowy foreign government because they all want him to lose. Oh man, just make it stop. And then like I talked to him yesterday's video. Can you imagine him coming out? I could already hear his rally or whatever he plans to hold on January 20th, if this is true, where he's going to say how this was stolen from him and he's going to get it back in 2024. Good Lord, I cannot take 4 years of this nonsense. And it's going to go on because this man is just incapable of admitting loss. Trump is a textbook narcissist. And what made me even more angry today is I came across articles, and I'll have the links for this down below. People for Ethics in Washington, I think the name of the group is. Anyway, there's been a few groups that have been keeping a very close watch on the Trump administration and their violations of the Hatch Act. They have a list of, I think it's just this month, 16 people. Like I said, I'll put the links down below. 16 people from Trump's administration that have just violated the hell out of the Hatch Act. Breaking the law, using taxpayer money left and right to fly these government officials, using government taxpayer equipment, time, people to push Trump's reelection. Because as we know, you can't take taxpayer money and put it behind one person, even if it is the president. That's illegal. It's it's the Hatch Act. And as I read this continuing nonsense, I then started reading about how his own administration is just screwing over, breaking laws left and right with the Hatch Act, using taxpayer money to push these allegations. It's just, you hit a point where it's just enough. And then on top of all this, with Maria Bartiromo, Trump says that he is going to focus 125% of his time and energy on proving these ridiculous allegations that are making the country look ridiculous. He's going to spend 125% of his time. That's a quote. 125% of his time, meaning that he is not going to use 1%, one iota of his energy or time into helping the American people. With this raging pandemic that God knows what numbers we're going to hit once this Thanksgiving wave, I don't even know what to call it, kicks in. Over 90,000 people hospitalized. That number went. I remember saying in my video from just like 4 days ago, it was 60,000 people, 70,000, 80,000. I think we're at like 96,000 people hospitalized. Can you imagine once this Thanksgiving situation, once it plays out, and the president of our country is not going to spend one iota of his time dealing with this? Nope. He's done with it. It's all about him now. He's got to prove these allegations, Dominion and massive dumps. He's going to spend all his time doing that now. The stimulus, forget it. He's not going to spend 2 seconds of his time helping out the American people. The hundreds and thousands of people that have been in lines to get a turkey, to get food from the food pantries. We see this all across the United States. Trump, nope, not going to spend 1 second of time on this. Nope. Got to spend time on the massive dumps and the theories and, oh man, enough. And I tell you what, the people that are still backing this, man, I thought I had it up to here with Trump supporters like a year ago, but the people that are still going along with this foolishness, now that Trump is even blaming Fox News, and it has gone on to even further fringe, like America One and these other networks. Using the word embarrassment and disgrace to describe him and what he's doing to this country isn't even enough of a strong enough of a word. It's one of these days when I just wish we could put a muzzle on Donald Trump. 2 months, he's not even gonna, he's done. That's it. He's done. He's done working for the American people. It's all about him for the next 50 days. I can't go by quick enough. All right, you guys have a good Monday.